The Pink Pulpits Podcast, the gospel according to her. The Pink Pulpits Podcast explores the living, learning, and leading of women in the 21st century. How does the modern woman handle the world the gospel way? This podcast is for women in ministry, women surrounded by ministry, and so many more. Join us weekly on Saturdays at 6 p.m. for the Pink Pulpits Podcast, the gospel according to her.
Hey, this is Lady Nicole Green, the Faith Chick, and welcome to another episode of the Pink Pulpit Podcast. I want to welcome you to a platform that I believe can transform your life, but also put you on a path of really looking at life through a faith lens. This is the platform of life's gospel, the gospel according to her. And no matter your ministry, whether you're in the marketplace, in the pulpit, or you're just in this thing called life, this is the podcast where you're going to hear about real women, real life change with real stories that truly do matter. And we're having conversations that I believe transforms your entire world. So we've been really diving into some serious conversation, and today is going to be no different. I want to celebrate all of you all that came out to The Purge. I know you see it right there. You're like, did I miss it? Yes, you missed it, and it was phenomenal. When I tell you, Prophetess Sophia Ruffin, I still don't have words. Lady Selena Woods, there was revival, redemption, restoration. There was freedom in the building. We were there able to release and renew. We let go and we let God. And when I tell you, God showed himself so faithful and so powerful. I celebrate all of you all that I'm still getting DMs. I'm still getting messages. Continue to let me know the life change that happened for you, the great things that took place for you. I really want you to be able to experience the power of God in this moment and see how God will continue to transform your life. So again, the purge was amazing. Get ready for the next thing from the Pink Pulpit Podcast. But today I want to dive in to this episode called Shame Off You. And yes, because we came out of the purge and we released and we let go, I really want to talk about shame off you, because God never called you to wear the cross he already carried. And that's really what I want you to think about today, is that he already carried it so that you don't have to. I want to talk about how shame can try to do so many things to wreak havoc in our lives. And after this weekend, I want you to really understand that shame is off of you. You may be saying to me, hey, I didn't go to purge. Does that mean me too? Yes. That as we have this conversation today, I want you to know that shame is off of you. And we're going to talk about it. It reminds me of a woman that I know that had been divorced not once, but twice. And she was gifted, anointed, and called. But every time she stood up to speak, she could feel the whispers and the echoes louder than her present voice. She could feel what people were saying or what people thought, or, who is she? And until one day, when we were having a conversation, I told her enough was enough. And she said, what do you mean? I said, get the shame off of you. You're not the first woman to be divorced. You won't be the last woman to be divorced. And she said, well, I said, before you say that, and you're not the first person to be divorced more than one time. And so I want you to change your voice right now and say, shame off of me. I am not who I was, even if you were that 5 minutes ago. I am who God has called me to be. Coming out of the purge, I want you to understand whatever you were, you were. But you are walking in the now, the victory that was promised to you, what took place for you at the purge, and what's going to take place for you throughout this conversation. And when you do that, you're going to change, and everything pertaining to you is going to change. Can I say this to you? Shame has been silencing too many of us for far too long. And the type of shame I'm talking about, who you were, what you did, what happened to you, who left you, what left you, and what the church sometimes has to say about us. Isaiah 54:4 says, "Fear not, you will no longer live in shame." I want you to just hear that. Don't be afraid. There is no more disgrace for you. This conversation, that's what I want to be talking about. The disgrace that has tried to take you out no longer can stay. God has declared over you today, you are not disqualified. You are divinely repositioned. After the purge, you reposition yourself divinely. Today, you're going to be repositioning yourself divinely. And you're not going to allow shame to affect who you are, who God's calling you to be, and where you're going. Can I make this plain? Shame died at the cross. This entire resurrection weekend you came out of, shame died. Everything attached to shame, everything that tried to lay hold on you from shame died at the cross. Jesus just didn't take your sin, he took your shame. When he rose, you rose, and you get to rise with dignity. You get to rise without the looming effects of what you did, without the whispers, without the connotation of what it now said about you. Whatever it said, it no longer is saying. Did you just hear what I just said? Luke 8:48. It says, "Daughter, your faith has made you well. Go in peace." He called her daughter. He's calling you daughter. Not defiled, but daughter. That's restoration. That's kingdom. That's freedom. I want you to understand that you are now free, redeemed, restored. Hear me. And hear me by the Spirit of God. I need you to hear what I'm saying to you. God is stripping off of you the shame, off your name, off your character. I don't care what you did, and I don't care how horrific it may have been. As we purged on Friday night, I want you to walk in that blood-bought victory of shame being ripped off your life. Where they would call you broken, bitter, or barren, he's calling you blessed, bold, beautifully whole, and walking in the supernatural understanding of victory. Do you hear me? You are bold. You are beautiful. You are brilliant. You are the blessed woman of God. And there is a mantle of leadership waiting for the woman who dares to drop those labels. There is this mantle of leadership to lead out your life in a greater way. You don't need another title. You need to reclaim your voice. Reclaim your voice and reclaim your power. I believe that shame is like a silencer. Shame causes us to just be quiet and tight-lipped and not speaking. You cannot build, birth, or battle while you have a muzzle on your mouth. And so many of us are muzzled by shame. The apostolic woman, can I say this? Women that are called to establish, to shift atmospheres, to plant, and to lead. You must be delivered from shame to operate in the full authority that has been given to you. And today, I want you to just lean in to letting go of the shame. Don't ask for a mic if you're still apologizing for what God has already delivered you from. Don't ask for your next if you're still wandering in the despair and the defeatist posture of what I did and how can he use me. Can I tell you this? The gospel has given you real life. One woman that was once rejected by church people can now say, you know what? I have been redeemed. I have been restored, and God has given me victory. Stop allowing the shame of if you've done something that people are still talking about, because you have encountered the real love of God. I pray that Friday you did it, and even during this conversation, you may say, I missed Friday. Man, I hate that you missed it. But in this moment, I want you to hear my voice talking to you and let you feel the love of God in this moment. That as you encounter the love of God, the moment that you hear his voice, I want you to enter into a new place of, you know what? I am no longer shamed. I don't know if y'all remember that. We used to do this thing called the Sis series. And that may be God telling me to bring it back. Of I am no longer shamed. And we did several weeks of that. She is no longer shamed. And I want you to know that shame tried to bury you, but I'm calling you to a grace of resurrection. I'm calling you to be resurrected in this new state. Can I ask you something? What labels have you still been wearing that God never gave you? Have you been wearing too much, too loud, too broken, too late, too damaged, too hurt? Rip them off today. And today you say, shame, shame off me. Shame off me. You used to say, shame on you. Instead of saying that, shame off me. I need you to repeat after me. I am not what I did. I am not who they say I was. I am not what I lost. I am what God restored. I wear the robe of righteousness. I walk in dignity. I walk in righteousness. I walk in destiny. I walk in dominion. Shame off me. Shame off me. Shame off my name. Shame off of my character. Shame off of me. And I want you to say it today. Shame off me. I am God's woman. I have a favorite song that when I try to play it, because I be trying to be really into it, by called God's Woman. And when I tell you the woman Brenda that sings it, it's a song, it's old school, but it is a song that I have made my theme song, my motto, my way of living. God's woman, that's what I want to be. God's woman for all eternity. Him living inside me. And that's what I'm saying to you. When Christ is living on side inside of you, shame cannot coexist. It goes, and I know wherever he leads me, that's the place that he needs me. And what I'm saying to you is God is trying to lead you out of shame and try to lead you into victory. You don't need to hide anymore. It's time for you to walk in holy boldness. You don't have to pretend. It's time for you to walk in power. I want you to know this, that this episode gives you permission and the freedom to shame to be relinquished off of you, and for you now to say, shame off me. Just go and do it now. Shame off me. I am not who I was. And you may be saying to me, Lady Nicole, are you sure? Yes. If you make a decision today to really live the promise of what this cross really redeemed for you, your name is new. It's kind of like Abram going to Abraham, that he was being his father's son that only had went halfway. But by the end of his story, are y'all tracking with me? He is now the father of many, the father of nations. We are the descendants of Abraham. And I'm telling you, that's what I'm talking. Get a name change. Get a new posture. Get a new stance. Tell them, when Naomi said, don't call me Naomi, she talks about calling me bitter. And what I'm telling you is no longer are you going to be bitter. I want you to change your name and start calling yourself who you're supposed to be. Call yourself blessed. Call yourself prosperous. Call yourself delivered. Call yourself free. Call yourself, those of you that are wanting relationship, call yourself the woman in relationship. Call yourself the woman that has plenty of friends that pour into my life. I want you now to be calling out where you are, who you're supposed to be, and walk in it boldly and with power. I want you to let this episode be a permission slip to walk out of the prison, and I want you to walk in the present. Keys in hand and crown on your head. You are walking out your present state of victory. This pulpit podcast is where I release newness and freedom in you, where we have the hard conversations, where we don't allow what was to be what will always be. And this today, after the past weekend and understanding the cross and victory, shame off for you. Just say it, shame off of me. I'm walking in victory. I'm walking in boldness. I'm walking in love. I'm walking in the shame has no more hold on me. This is where you get to meet you anew. Can you understand that? Meet you anew. Shake out your hand and say, hello, you. Hello, so and so. Hello, so and so. And then receive yourself back. Hey, girl. Hey, new you. Hey, new woman. Hey, victory woman. I'm telling you, it is time for you to be new. And do it without apology. Yeah, that's right. Unapologetically being new and doing it with an understanding that, you know what? I'm free. Because who the sun sets free is free indeed. Girl, I want you to be free today. Shame off for you. Shout it loud. Shame off for me. And as we get ready for the rest of this year, we're getting ready to come out of April into a new season. This is spring, and spring has sprung, and I want you to spring forth. Meet your life. Your past has not canceled your future, and shame has no seat at your table. Let this be where you now pull up a brand new seat and you put new things in the seat of salvation, solving relationship with God, sisterhood on a whole nother level. And I want you to be shining. Have you seen that commercial when the woman's walking down the street and her hair is shining? I'm like, you just like you glossy, like you shining. I want you to shine and shine bright because victory is on your life. Can you not forget to share this podcast? So many of you hear me saying, this is blessing me. I'm getting a lot out of it. Well, I want to build the numbers. I want so many women to hear what's happening on this podcast. So share it to your friend. Go subscribe today. Go to our Pink Pulpit Podcast Instagram. Go to our YouTube channel. Go and subscribe. Download some episodes you may have missed. And just know this. We're ready to do greater because shame no longer has us. And let's get back to living out fully what God has spoken. Live bold, live loud, and let shame stay off of you as you get ready to do greater things. As you know, this has been the Pink Pulpit Podcast. And for those of you that may have questions, or you may just want to say what this podcast meant to you today, I want you to DM, send me a text, and tell me what shame you let go of. What tried to tell you you were never going to get rid of it and you got rid of it at the purge? Can you do that? Tell me all the great things you let go of at the purge. And then some of you said, I picked up some stuff at the purge. I saw you. You were packing stuff away. You were like, man, I can take this home. Yes. For how much? Free? And those of you that said to me, hey, Lady Nicole, I want to sow an additional seed out of everything that I got, and you did it all for free. I want to sow a seed. So can you do me a favor and can you sow at $ the faith chick? $ the faith chick, and you can go and cash app. It's called $ the faith chick co. That's TheFaithCo, and sow a seed today. Sow a seed so we can activate all that God is calling us to do and help so many more women. And just know this, when you sow, it always comes back to you. How? Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. I can't wait to join you for our next conversation in the Pink Pulpit Podcast. But remember that this is the gospel according to her. Real life conversations that I believe put you on a new path to victory and living the life that God truly promised. I'll see you next time. Stay in faith. And remember, shame off for you. Have a great weekend.
Tune in next week for the Pink Pulpits Podcast, the gospel according to her. Be sure to like, follow, share, and subscribe this amazing weekly podcast with your host, Lady Nicole Green. That's right, the Pink Pulpits Podcast, the gospel according to her.